Absolutely right. And when you start the day with temperatures in the middle 70s, even upper 70s in Milledgeville, you know you're headed in to a hot day, especially here in central Georgia, waking up to 74 in Warner Robins as well as in Macon, 73 in Dublin and in Perry. Elsewhere across the area, 75 in Cochrane, 75 also in Montezuma. It looks like we've got 74 down here in Vidalia and 75 up in Sandersville this morning. A quiet morning on the radar picture, and as we head through the day today, mostly quiet, only about a 20% chance of rain, but it's going to be feeling like over 100 degrees when you combine the high temperature of about 95 with all of the humidity we're going to be seeing across the area. Again, the heat index values be starting to go above the triple digit mark right around 1 p.m. and then we'll be there through several hours for potentially 6 to 7 hours through about 7 p.m. tonight. So coming up here in a few minutes, we'll talk about what to expect for the rest of the week and why we have small afternoon rain chances. There's a lot going on in the weather world. It's all connected. We'll break it all down coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Alex. Right now, a North Macon neighborhood is dealing with the aftermath of a shooting that left 2 people dead and 2 others hurt.
Our morning reporter TJ Anthony joins us in studio with the latest information. So TJ, when and where do investigators believe everything unfolded?
Caitlin and Wani, the Bibb County Sheriff's Office says this all happened around 7:15 last night at the Waverly Point Apartments on Forest Hill Road. That's a couple minutes up the road from Piedmont Macon North Hospital.
This makes you nervous when you see all these emergency vehicles.
Neighbors like Debbie Wade say this is usually a quiet area. She lives about 2 minutes away from the Waverly Point Apartments.
I've lived in Macon since 2013 and nothing really this close to home except the tornado that touched down a couple months ago.
But Tuesday night, the Bibb Sheriff's Office says 4 people, including 3 teens, got shot at a gathering at the apartment complex.
The one was pronounced dead, 17-year-old.
Bibb coroner Leon Jones identified one of the teens killed as Jaden Ellington.
One was carried to Piedmont North, a 26-year-old female that was pronounced dead.
Jones says she is Roctavia Edwards. Meanwhile, Jones says another 17-year-old is in critical condition at Atrium, and an 18-year-old is in stable condition. He says people need to step in to help for the violence to stop.
In 18 months, we have had 77 murders, 92 homicides, and they worry about a Confederate monument being moved downtown.
Wade says the violence affects everyone.
Everybody I have met has always been friendly and welcoming, and it kind of makes it seem surreal, but this brought the reality home.
Now, right now, there's no word on a shooter. The sheriff's office says that they're in the early stages of their investigation. Caitlin and Wani, back to you.
Thank you so much, TJ. Now, if you have any information in the case, you can call Macon Regional Crime Stoppers. That number is 1-877-68-CRIME.
Of course, this is a developing story, so we'll continue to bring you the latest on air and online as we learn more about this shooting.
Every time in the middle of this and you know, all the people who have devoted so much time to it, and we all go back to the fact of these poor kids being victims in this shooting.
It's 6:33. This morning, we're learning more about the deadly shooting of a toddler in Bleckley County. Investigators now believe the shooting may have been in retaliation to another one in Cochrane. The latest shooting happened early last week at Deer Run Apartments on Lucas Road, killing 2-year-old Yashir Satterwhite. His 4-year-old brother got hurt and is now recovering at home. Investigators arrested 3 men in the case. 23-year-old Damon Lemon faces murder and aggravated assault charges. You see him there, while the other 2 men are charged with being a party to the crimes. Chief Deputy Daniel Cape with the Bleckley County Sheriff's Office says the 3 men knew the boy's father, Luther Satterwhite. Cape says they likely targeted Satterwhite's apartment as payback for another shooting in Cochrane this month. No one got hurt in that case, and Cochrane police say Satterwhite is not a suspect in that shooting.
The father of the boys, Luther Satterwhite, told us he believes those bullets were intended for him. What would you say to that?
Basically, the investigation has led us to believe that as well. We don't have a statement saying that, but the investigation has led us to believe that.
Well, a man now in jail in connection to a deadly Macon hit and run from May. The Bibb Sheriff's Office says investigators arrested 33-year-old Marquis Moe. He's charged with homicide by vehicle and hit and run resulting in death. The deadly accident happened in May around Mercy University Drive. The Sheriff's Office says the vehicle hit 65-year-old Larry Simmons and the driver left. Simmons later died at a hospital. And we have a correction on a story we brought you yesterday morning on pedestrian deaths in Georgia. We incorrectly reported two numbers in that story. The State Office of Highway Safety tells us Georgia had around 1,260 pedestrian deaths over a 5-year period from 2016 to 2020. And they say preliminary numbers show 322 pedestrian deaths in Georgia last year. While those numbers are lower than the ones we reported, they still put Georgia in the top 10 nationwide for pedestrian deaths.
We've learned new information on the death of a Hancock County woman who died last week, days after falling from a deputy's cruiser. Yesterday, 13 WMAZ got incident reports from the sheriff's office on Breonna Greer's arrest. They say Greer kicked deputies, said she wouldn't go to jail, and threatened to kill herself. The report also says deputies cuffed her hands in front of her body before putting her in the back seat of the cruiser. Minutes later, as the cruiser headed to jail, the report says a door opened and Greer tumbled out. They do not explain how Greer got out of the cruiser and that door opened, though. The GBI is still investigating whether deputies followed proper procedures.
Well, Washington County Sheriff Joel Cochran says they plan to make arrests and issue charges after a Sandersville mural got vandalized with a racial slur. That's
right. Sheriff Joel Cochran says they've identified 3 suspects in the case, but did not give us their names. The mural honors hometown hero, Olympian, and WNBA star Alicia Gray. Mayor James Andrews says this is inexcusable.
Business owner Deanna Ivey watched that mural get painted and has worked with the Gray family. She thinks the vandalism shows that racism is still alive.
It's heartbreaking to see that in 2022 people feel that way, that they can disrespect the mural, that they can disrespect her, the family, the community, and they should be held accountable for what they did, and they should publicly be held accountable.
Sheriff Cochran says that 3 suspects that they've identified were also involved in a separate vandalism type situation nearby.
Well, developing this morning, Central Georgia has its first case of monkeypox. Michael Hawkinson with the North Central Health District confirms a single case in the region. He says they're not identifying which of the district's 13 counties reported the case to protect the confidentiality of the person. Just last week, the World Health Organization declared monkeypox a global health emergency. Health experts warn you can get infected by the virus by close contact with an infected person, regardless of your age, gender, or sexual orientation.
The time is now 6:37 a.m. now on your Wednesday morning. I'm happy, Alex, that the weather is cooperating. These kids are able to soak up their last moments of summer, go to the pool, go to a baseball game, because it's going to be wrapping up very soon.
That's right. School's going to be in session before they know it. So at least, like you said, they have some time to hang out by the pool and get all their back to school shopping done.
Yes, because there's going to be a lot that you want to get done with back to school shopping. And back to school shopping, Alex, is no fun when it's raining.
That is right. And baseball is also no fun when it's raining. And we have good weather to wrap up the Macon bacon season, which ends this week. But it's going to be hot still across central Georgia. 93 is what we did yesterday. 94 is the average high. So technically yesterday, it was hot outside, I can vouch for that, but it's going to go down as a below average day. Here's a live look down in Perry this morning. Temperatures, they are in the 70s, 77 in Milledgeville, 76 in Gray, 74 in Macon and in Warner Robins this morning. The radar picture, mostly quiet. That's a rooster ring down there in Dublin County. It's not actually raining down there, at least I don't think. If it is, hop on my Facebook page and let me know, because I don't think it is, but yeah, it's possible. It could be. Here's a look across the southeast, 73 in Columbus, 74 in Montgomery. Most of the active weather up to the north this morning, including in parts of St. Louis, where yesterday they saw record rainfall, record flooding. They saw the most rain in any given day yesterday than any other day in recorded history up there in St. Louis. And most of that happened in the first 5 to 6 hours of the day. So it's not like it took 24 hours to get all that rainfall. It happened from midnight to about 5 to 6 in the morning. So they certainly don't need the rain up there, even though they're getting it this morning. We've got temperatures in the 70s again to start this morning, but quickly into the 90s as we get to about the noon hour. 92 already here in Macon. Roll the clock forward into the afternoon hours. Notice 1 or 2 spotty showers, and that's going to do it for us for this Wednesday. Majority of the area staying dry, and I think the best chance of rain today is actually going to be down to the south and to the east. Wrightsville, Dublin, Eastman, potentially down towards McRae and Vidalia in terms of where the best rain chance is. Then for tomorrow, this big upper level high pressure is going to be in place. place. That creates sinking air. That means warm temperatures and not a whole lot of showers. So similar to today across central Georgia, and then we'll do something similar on Friday as well. I think tomorrow only about a 10% chance of rain and a 20% chance of rain for today and for Friday. 95 going to be the afternoon high today, 96 for tomorrow and for Friday, riding in the mid-90s through the weekend as well. You factor it all into the month of July, and even though we're going above average now, we've seen plenty of below average days. In fact, much of the past 2.5 weeks have been below average, only one day above at 96 on Sunday. 93 again is what we did yesterday. 94 is the average for this time of year. Today's humidity, we're looking at dew points in the 70s, which is still muggy, but at least it's not in the gross range. And as we head into the days ahead, we'll see that trend back up into the middle 70s. 95 going to be the high temperature today, but you factor in that humidity, feeling like over 100 degrees at times. In fact, if we go hour by hour after taking a look at the high temperatures around the area today, you will see that here as we get into these feels like temperatures. Yeah, there we go, on into the 5 p.m. hour and then on into later tonight, looking at feels like temperatures warmer than the actual air temperature out there. Here comes the 7-day forecast. We've got 90s across the board. Again, a 10% chance of rain tomorrow, then 20% from there on out. That continues into the weekend and on into next week. Of course, like we were just talking about, Monday, August 1st. I think, yeah, that's August 1st. Back to school for many kids here in central Georgia. Going to be a scorcher to start the school year.